All right. Let's see. All right, I gotta set the one over here. Wrong page. Oh, come on. All right, there we go. Okay. Hello. Let's do this one over here. Hmm. All right. So, hola. Um. Hello. Incredible evening, everyone. Hello. He is great. He came home. He rested. Now he's back to his regular self. He's home now. So he's doing good. Thank you for asking. Hello. Incredible evening. Hello, everyone. Hoping everyone's have a wonderful week. I'm looking forward to seeing the projects you are working on. The project. So I'm not working on any project. The project I'm working on right now is cleaning. So this is just a clean and chat. Uh, yeah. So that's what this is. I am more than happy to answer any questions. I was on live earlier, and if you were on the live, my little one had a little scare. Now I'm here just cleaning up because I have stuff everywhere from the past couple of days of like busy work. I really wish I'm tempted to. We have a cleaner that comes like my mom has one that cleans her Airbnb, and I'm tempted to have her come like here and clean like once a week or something like that, especially when I have like a lot of stuff going on because it seemed too much and it's so much stuff to clean up, a whole bunch of stuff to clean up. So my phone made that triple noise for notifications and I knew it was you without looking. Yes. Hey, just say I'm from Denver. I don't have that cutting machine. Glad he's okay. So I have quite a few cutting machines. I'm not sure which one you're referring to. I have a Roland and I have 6 silhouette cameos. Yes, 6. I have 3 originals, a 2, which I'm still on the hunt for another 2. I thought I had one, and then by the time I got back to the messages, the person already got rid of it or sold it. But I'm still on the hunt for another number 2, another 2. I have a 3, which isn't my favorite, and we have a 4. And although I'm not like a huge fan of the 4, I do like the fact that it is like Bluetooth enabled where it actually works because the 3 is hit or miss. And for certain projects, like if I'm still working on something, I need to be able to like either just send it to that machine or like even can send it. So I am strongly considering getting another 4, but I don't know yet. I really like the 3. I am in the market for a rolling printer, and one of the difference between the A and the regular one, and which one you so I can't say which one I like because I only have one. I have the regular one because I wanted I have the metallic configuration. So I have the metallic configuration. And then there is, you technically have the white. Now, as far as magenta, the double magenta, I don't know if they just don't make the roll-in one, like the regular one, as a magenta configuration, because that's really all the A is. Like from what I've seen, there's nothing different. It still uses VersaWorks. It's still it's everything is the same. The only difference is it just doesn't have the ability to use white or metallic. It is only a magenta, like a double magenta setup. That's the only thing. Now, I will say that a lot of people, when the A first came out, I saw quite a few people in like the rolling groups. I saw a few people on certain social media platforms that were having issues with the A and their media clamps. And they were breaking really easy. And I'm like, man, I've had, some I've had some head strikes because I've had one that was really bad to where literally almost all of my metallic ink felt like it spewed out. And I've had my media push up my media clamps and they still did not break. And there were other people where as soon as they had a bunch up, their vinyl bunched up, they were having issues and like their media clamps were breaking and they had to get them replaced. I never had those issues, and I've had some close calls with mine, but it's never been like it completely messed up. So that's the only thing I can think of when it comes to the regular and the A. If you want just magenta, I would say get the A. I don't have one, so I can't say it's a better quality or not. I only can speak for what I have, and that's the regular one. I have a Cricut. I was going to purchase a Cameo 4. A Cameo is a good purchase. Now, it is not without flaws. As far as the program, sometimes the program is very temperamental. It does have a lot to do with your computer and the amount of resources your computer has and whether or not you have a good graphics card, and how much memory you have. So how much RAM you have. Those all play a very big part of, hold on, got to put these tasers up. A big part of how your silhouette, like how often it kind of like crashes on you. And as long as you're not trying to do too much on it at one time, Silhouette Studio, works pretty good. I do a lot of stuff from Silhouette Studio. The machines, the one thing I guess is different for people going from a Cricut to a Cameo is the cut settings, right? Everyone for a Cameo, well, I won't say everyone. A lot of people make it seem like it's just plug and play. And I seriously doubt that because there's no machine that's plug and play as far as cut settings. But Cricut tries to make it where it is plug and play. And that's so that someone who's a crafter doesn't get overwhelmed by adjusting all the settings. If you think that at any point in the future, you will get a wide, like a commercial type cutter, like a GrabTech, a US cutter, a rolling cutter, and things like that, Silhouette kind of sort of prepares you for those because you'll get used to adjusting your blade, which sometimes you will have to do with those. And also like being able to manually like dial in your settings based off your material. So Silhouette is a good bridge between a craft cutter and a commercial cutter. Now, the Juliet and the Romeo seems like it's closer to being it, but I don't have those, so I can't really speak on them. But I have first cut. So if you just kind of want to see it, it's only $23.65. So you'll get to see the inner workings and see how to adjust Cameo 4s. You'll see, about print and cuts. So if you want to pay $23.65 before you invest a couple $100 into a Cameo, my Silhouette First Cuts might be a great option for you. Unfortunately, when it comes to the Eco Tanks, you guys know I'm not a big fan of Eco Tanks. Because things like that happen, it just stopped printing. If you've done a power cleaning and it's still not working, there's really nothing else that you can do. All right, so let's go over here because I saw a few questions. Hold on. Okay, hi, where have you been? I've been here. I've actually been live on TikTok for the past couple of days. I have a printer question. I have a 2720 and use it for my everyday printing. It will not stay connected to our Wi-Fi. For those of you that have printer information, do you have any issues? I don't have that one. Well, we have one, but I don't really use it like that. I know like the 7820, 7840, it always loses connection. I think that's just something with how Epson made like the recent set of printers, because I don't have that issue with the 2720. And I don't think my husband did either, because he uses it for regular printing also. But with the 7820, 7840, they constantly lose connection and we have to power them down and power them up. So now at the end of the day, we just turn them off and then just power them back up at the start of the day, because it just loses connection sometime. And that just makes sure that it does connect. I know you mean just take one step at a time, not trying to become overwhelmed. 6. Yeah, I mean, that's 6 over time, though. I got my first one 9 years ago. Let's see. I'm definitely interested. Head over to the website. Just got in. Is the fee monthly or one time? Sorry, just logged on. So for that particular first cuts, that one is just, it's kind of like my out of the box. So that's like a one-time session. It's not a continual program as of yet. So the first cuts is just one fee. It's $23.65. And if you're, it's in the box, or if you kind of have it at the box, but you feel like, well, I can use a little more information on, why am I folding these up? Oh, actually, no, these are going over there. So, but I'm folding them up the wrong way. So they get folded up like this because they go on the inventory wall. So if you just kind of want to unbox yours, or just kind of get a little bit more information and a little bit more clarity on like cut settings and how they work, then it'll be for you. In March, we will have, it's like through like, actually it's like, yeah, March through April, there will be kind of like a ongoing program. It's going to be a couple of different sessions, and we're going to do adhesive cuts in one session, HTV, paper and cardstock, and then print and cut. So it's going to be 4 different sessions for that one, but that one's not coming until March. No, it's not back in stock yet. He is good. I put a post earlier. He's good. I mean, we're used to him having, he doesn't have them often. He probably has one every 3 to 6 months. Because there's been times where he'll have one, and if he doesn't have, like, he started having them when he was like a little bit before 2, or a little bit after 2, like a little bit before 2, and he's only had 7, so he doesn't have them often. You're welcome. So if you are just joining, hello and welcome. I am Shakia, the professor of HSINK365. I am a creative consultant, I guess you can say, and advisor. of all things kind of creative and crafty, such as using cameos, graphic designing, print and cut, sublimation, HTV, things like that. On the creative side, as well as on the business side, we have an academy, 365 Creative Academy, where we teach you to unlock your creativity, as well as a brand of Sublimation ink and paper. So you can visit our website to check that out. So right now so there's no specific project going on. I like to hang out with my peeps. I like to help where I can. So times like this where I'm just here, just cleaning up. This time I've positioned it to where hopefully I can like really, really clean and fold, but see both monitors and answer any questions. Because normally I'm in a bad position, so then I'll end up over here and I'm just like over here answering questions and not cleaning. But I really need to get this stuff cleaned up because I know I'm about to get another wave of orders, and I don't even advertise like because I wasn't, we got so much other stuff going on and I have classes and stuff. So I wasn't even advertising. Yet they keep calling me. Well, it's a good problem to have, but I'm also trying to kind of like focus. So I know it's coming. So I was like, well, let me get back organized a little bit in here. And there are some videos that I want to do, and I can't utilize my table in here. So I was like, let's get cleaned up a little bit. So while I'm doing that, I'm answering any questions that you guys have. Feel free to pick my brain, while we're on. This is kind of a free form. So take advantage of it. Over here, if I can get you guys to go ahead and tap the screen, I will greatly appreciate it. Do you think TikTok or Pinterest is best for creatives to use, or any other social medias? Social media can be a great resource. It is not the source. Pinterest is one that it really is underused. A lot of people go on there for ideas, right? Pinterest is funny in how you use it. You want to make sure, like if you have, most times people are going there for ideas and things that they can kind of sort of do themselves. So if you are someone that has like digital products, or if you are someone that sells like ink, paper, blanks, things like that, when you go and you put stuff on the board, you can link it to, or point it to your site or Etsy and things like that. Actually, even on Shop, if I'm not mistaken, on Shopify there is a thing to sell on Pinterest also. I just haven't explored it. But social media is always a great resource to use to seek your audience. But what you want to do is figure out where your audience actually lives. I'm trying my best to build an audience over on TikTok, right? I think the core, like TikTok was more so for short content. So I avoided it a lot because I am definitely more of a long content type person. I don't really like to edit. I don't do well with kind of trying to compress things. I over deliver on details. So short content didn't really work for me. So I avoided it for a long time. But the lives have, the live part works for me because that's where I thrive at, in doing live content, and being able to do longer content. And although you can put longer content on TikTok now, most people aren't checking for long content. Also, I think for the age demographic that gravitates to my content and my teaching style, they live more so on the Facebooks and the YouTubes of them all. So you really just have to identify where your audience actually is. I'm not big on IG. And when I kind of do like certain things, a lot of my core audience is not big on IG either. So it's going to take some time. But you just have to really feel out where your audience is. You can try putting like different content on each platform, because some of the same content that you would use on TikTok doesn't track well on Instagram or even like on Facebook Reels or on YouTube Shorts. So you got to get a real feel of each platform. They are totally different. You can't look at them the same, but they are a great resource. Thank you, my love. I mean, and his teacher, she was a rock star with it, and she kind of like, she noticed it, she kind of paid attention, and then she reacted right away. So it was all great, like giving him his meds so that it can stop it. Do you sell your SVG files? They are beautiful. Thank you so much. Some of them I do, some I don't, because I know I teach a lot of crafters and creators, and you guys, like how I design and you kind of want them. But to be, if I was creating a business and the majority of my business was like centered around digital creations, I would probably sell them more. But I like to protect my intellectual property. And when I see stuff, I want to know that it was mine. So not every file I put up for sale. And also a lot of the files that I create are more so for me. Like I can do certain things and not like fully finish the file, but I can get it to work, especially if it's something like for sublimation. And the average person probably wouldn't understand the madness that is on my screen. So to design for yourself is a totally different beast than designing a file that will be universal and people can use and use it easily. So for me to go back, this is over here. So for me to kind of design it for myself and then go back in to make it sell worthy sometimes takes a little bit more time than I want to deal with. I'm ready to move on to the next. Can we print tile format on the 13 by 19 pages? So yes, you can. It all just depends on the program that you are using. You can either manually split it up if you have like the free version of Silhouette Studio. If you are someone that uses Illustrator or Affinity Designer. No, this has a stain on it. This is not going over there. If you put your artboards together and you actually also kind of create a little bit of overlap, when you go to print it, you can just have that print out. You don't have to worry about tiling it because your artboards are created that way. Kind of sort of the same thing for Photoshop. Once Photoshop introduced artboards, you can also do that the same way and kind of overlap them. And then once you just kind of put your design, it's going to print what's on those. It prints what's on those artboards and stuff once you export and stuff like that. So there are ways to basically tile. From Silhouette Studio, what you can do if you have Business Edition is you're going to save it as a PDF. Once you save it as a PDF, you have to have Adobe Acrobat Reader, and you're going to go on there and you're going to create a poster print. And you can tell it how much of an overlap you want it to have. So it's going to print that overlap on both sides so that you can kind of butt them up against each other. So that's another way of doing it. And then there's the way that I teach, because I don't want to go outside the program. And so there's a way I teach online where you're going to flatten it, crop it, and then how I teach in my oversized printing class, that makes it a little bit easier, and you can do it right from Silhouette Studio, and you don't have to do a whole lot. Hello, welcome to the live broadcast. I'm just cleaning and chatting, so feel free to post your questions because I got a lot of crap to finish. And because my live got cut short earlier, I am live again. Hello, King. How art thou? I see you are out here trolling the TikTok streets. Thank you so much for the gift. What printer and computer can you get to print your shipping labels? Is it over here? I thought the box was over here. It's a couple different ones. So my mom actually had this one, and she gave it to us. I'm like, girl, I am team Rolo. So my mom had this one, and you can use this one, and this one was a dual one, so you can put two different size labels in it. But I am team Rolo all day, every day. And they have the Thank you. Yeah, you always say when you pop in, you like to show some love, tap the screen, and send some gifts. Thank you so much for that. I fell in love with Rollo even more so when they got a wireless one. So I like that one. And if you have the original one, they now have a wireless adapter. So Rollo is my thermal printer of choice. There are a lot of them out there. I have not tried them all. That one is still sitting in the box. She just kind of gave it to us. But I've used Rollo and I absolutely love it. We've even gotten to the point now to where, oh, my bad. We use it for packing slips. So instead of printing it to a regular printer, we print the shipping label and the packing slip all on that one because it's thermal, there's no ink, and we just do it that way. So we no longer use a printer, which is probably why our 2720 stopped working because we stopped using it. All right, let's see over here. Please send sun. We've actually had really good weather, so I don't know if I want to give it because it's been really good. It hasn't been hot. If it was too hot, I would definitely send some your way. But we've actually had some really decent weather here in Miami. Rear slot on Epson printer. My trays get that size stuck for some reason. Oh, I mean, yeah. So with the 7820 and 7840, you have to use the rear feed anyway. The one thing with those, though, you can put 20 sheets. If you have like the 7710, 7720, you can only do one sheet at a time, which can be kind of annoying. But if you have any of the newer printers, like the 15,000, 8550, 16600, 16650, 7820, 7840, or any of, well, you said a rear one, so it must be half a front tray. All of those, you can put up to like 20 or 25 sheets in the rear feed, and it'll just continuously feed it, just not with the old school workforce printers. So rear feed is great because you have to use it for the 7820, 7840 anyway. For 13 by 19. They made it to where the front trays only hold 11 by 17. Well, it holds 11 inches wide because you can do 11 inches by 47. Where did I purchase it from? Right from Rollo. Yeah, we got ours right from Rollo. When I got the wireless one, it was when it first came out. So we stayed up until midnight for like 2 days trying to get it. But now they're very easy to find and it's actually a little bit cheaper than when we got ours. Feel kind of gypped. That's what you get for trying to jump on something as soon as it comes out. It costs more and we had to wait up all night and they only released so many of them each night. And we end up getting it on the second night that we stayed up. I was like, oh, they tripping. Got it. I subscribed in the past when I saw you on the craft print. I was going to get a cameo, but was a bit intimidated by it and silhouette. So I've always passed by. All right. That's no problem. You're in the right spot now. So you can watch videos. You can always, like I said, check that out and see if it's something that's going to fit your needs by attending the first cuts session. Hello. You're very welcome. Hey, Dawn. I saw you saw me. You didn't see me on the baby's booty. I've never been on her platform like that as far as like visual, like being on it. I guess I'm just starting. And I probably commented, but not like been on hers, probably on Patrice's, but not on the baby's booties. I have a Cricut Air 2, trying to not complain about it, but they're always updating their firmware, which slows the app badly. There's pros and cons to Silhouette. I mean, they have updates, but you're not forced to get it. Like on my laptop, I still use version 3.6. Version 3 is the best version Silhouette America has ever created. Yes, there are a lot of upgrades and updates with the newer one, but version 3 just works so smoothly. Once they did version 4, it's been kind of shaky, but it's still great. But there are updates and there are little things that happen depending on if you go like to 4.5, but your computer can't really handle it. You'll probably run into some issues and have to go back down to 4.4. But that's one thing I love about Silhouette Studio is they give you the option of which version you keep on your computer. I saw the Cricut 2 on sale. I got it not knowing the makers or Silhouette cutters. So I'll get one of those as my second cutter. Sounds like if I go get the Cameo, I'll have to get a different printer. I currently have an ET and 7840. That one step sounds helpful. Yeah. So yeah, I have a 7840 and a 7820. I have a 7840, a 7820, two 7210s, three 7720s. A lot of printers. Every single last one of my classes is on my website, shop.hsink365.com. Rolo, is it one L or two L's? Two L's, is it? Yeah, it's two L's. ROLLO. And it's also on Amazon too. How did you learn silhouette so well? Because I swear you know it better than the company. I'm so glad somebody else said it, because when I say that, it's how dare you say that you know it better than the people that created it? Because I do some things that they would never think to do in Silhouette Studio. So I'm so glad somebody else sees the fact that your girl knows Silhouette Studio. But I just took the skills that I knew from just designing. I started with Adobe programs. So I Photoshop and Illustrator in high school at Robert Goldman Senior High School, home of the Gators. And most people who know me know that story. I was, very much so a nerd. I used to go to summer school just to go to summer school and to get ahead. So by the time I got to my 11th grade year, I was technically done with all of my math. My mother wanted a doctor in the family, so I took anatomy and physiology. First 9 weeks was okay. I was a trooper. I cut up frogs and crawfishes in biology. So that was nothing for your girl. Oh, but baby, that second 9 weeks, they gave me a pig and said, you got to cut this. Who lies you tell? I'm out. I went and stood in the hallway because what I was not about to do was cut up Wilbur. All right, Shakira, you got to go downstairs, got to go see a counselor, go see an administrator. Okay, it's cool. I can sit down here with y'all. I can file some papers. I can run some copies, but what I'm not doing, I'm not going back in that classroom to cut up this pig. No, ma'am, no, ma'am. At that moment, I knew, mother, you better have you some more children because Dr. Shakira will never come to pass, baby. No, thank you. I'm not cutting up nothing. All right. So I ended up taking the graphic design class, which worked out great because I was also the editor, the sports editor on the newspaper. So I learned to make my layouts amazing. And then my 12th grade year, I got on yearbook because I was bomb.com when it came to designing. So I got into it with that. That's where I learned photo development in a dark room. That's why I learned screen printing and so many other things. Like our school was bomb.com when it came to that. And that's kind of where I started. And then I taught myself Corel Draw. And then I learned how to work Word really well. And when it came time to me to get a new cutter, because I couldn't, ProCraft at the time, that's what Cricut was called, they were owned by. When they sued Sure Cuts a lot and Make the Cut, and you couldn't just use like design stuff, I came across Silhouette. And so I just kind of combined what I knew from like Photoshop and things like that. The terminology is different, like the tools and stuff, but the settings, I mean, the processes are still the same. So I just kind of applied that, what I knew from graphic designing those programs to Silhouette Studio. All right. Oh, do you have any classes on sticker making? I will answer that as soon as we get to 1,000 views, 1,000 likes. Y'all kind of slacking on the likes. Get to 1,000 likes and I'll answer that question. Thank you so much for the super sticker. It's been a while since I got one of those. Do you have a video on how to do the YouTube live stream as well as how you share your computer screen and bring others onto screen with you? I use StreamYard. Like you can watch other videos on it. I just use StreamYard. It's kind of self-explanatory. Once you create a stream, you send them the link. They come onto the link and you just add them to it. As far as sharing your screen, there's a little button down there that says present. You choose your screen. It pops up like it's literally all in this system. My bad. Trying to clean up, sis. What is the rear feed called? Rear feed. Oh, you mean as far as like what in the program? So it's so weird because when you go to your print settings, because the trays are cassettes, the rear feed is called paper tray. So it doesn't say rear feed. The trays are called cassettes. The rear feed is called paper tray. I'm tired of the cold and freezing rain. Sorry. Yes, it was craftable things. I always said, so glad I found you first. Best road ever. Yes. Give you your flowers now. Give credit where it's due. You know that program in and out. Yes, I was not cutting up a pig. I taught myself Adobe Photoshop and Illustrator. Am I supposed to cut off my print after the power clean? Okay, boom, we're at 1,000. I'm going to answer your question. Thank you, guys. I don't remember. It tells you. I don't remember if it tells you not to turn it off or to leave it on. I really can't say. Okay, so for stickers, if you've watched any video for print and cut, even a video on print and cut for these, like just the Jet Pro 3G, that's all it is for. Just my fingers hurt. Thank you. That's really all it takes for stickers. Now, I'm not sure if you're having issues with the print and cut part of it or the design part. Any of my design classes will basically help you make stickers, because if you want to know how to make a circle and then put your text inside or crop it to the inside of it, that is going to be the same. You can take that and use that for stickers. It can be the same thing if I'm using it for a button or using it for thumbnails and stuff like that. It's going to be the same as far as how you design. The only difference is once you cut it. And the joy of Silhouette Studio is you don't have to like flatten or anything like that. Once you make one, you can group it together, just put them on the screen, and then do your print and cut. So there's not a lot to it. I don't do dedicated classes for stickers because I just want to teach design. There are a lot of people who follow me who've taken my classes who do make stickers, and I've done videos when I've made my own stickers, like for my planners and stuff like that. I find when a lot of people say stickers, they're wanting more of the design part, and I say just join any of my design classes, and then you're going to take that and make them fit your templates. And there's a lot of templates out there for various what's those things? Planners. So I'm not sure if you're wanting to do stickers for planners or just regular stickers, or if you're really talking about like vinyl decals, because vinyl decals and stickers are not the same at all. So just have to kind of, if you let me know more so like what type of stickers, like I've created stickers for party favors. Some of them were just regular prints and I put them through my Xyron. I've shown that on live. I've shown printing onto sticker paper. I've shown creating the vinyl decals. It just depends on what it is that you're wanting to do, but I don't have a dedicated one just for that. I teach design in general. My Cameo is collecting dust because I can't get it to cut right. I've been using my Cricut. Okay, so that's different. So your issue is the cut part. Maybe you want to consider joining First Cut so that you can understand how to adjust your cut settings, how to adjust your force speed, how to set your registration marks, where things should be at. So you may want to consider joining, enrolling in the First Cuts, signing up for that class, that session, that training. I'm so happy to see the calendar is back for classes. I ran and printed it out like it was my syllabus for school. I'm going to try to be in the first row this semester to be the teacher's pet. Aw. Yes, I'm super excited because my calendar hasn't been stacked like that since, when did we finish? August? Yeah, my calendar has not been stacked like that for a long time. Wait, I said one step, but meant first cut. Wait a minute. I think I missed something. Wait, what do you mean? Did you ask a question about it? Post it again if you asked a question, because I'll have to go up too far. So I was scrolling YouTube last night, looking at just a random crafting stuff. I came across a video of someone doing a sublimation tumbler, and I couldn't watch it at all because all I could think of is the professor will not approve of these shenanigans and you advertising as a teacher. Leave folk alone. Everyone has different techniques. Everyone has different techniques. It's crazy, I mean, because even someone who I communicate with, and actually she posted it in our group, like, I don't trim all four sides, right? I like to leave a little white to give me some grip. But Craftastic Tips with Shani D on Tickety Talk posted a video, and hers, she actually trims down all the sides, and her seam was immaculate. So everyone has different techniques, so don't be too harsh on them. She's like, agree, hard to keep my mouth shut. I'm so glad that y'all, but but to be honest, that's the goal. Let me continue to clean up. That is the goal and what I do. Like, I know that I'm not going to be a fit for everyone. If my style of how I do things resonates with you and works for you, that's the audience that I want. Someone who's going to appreciate it. The same thing, like the stuff that I do, someone's not going to like it. You know, there's people who have created whole programs to debunk my method of doing things. So, you know, everyone has different ways of doing it. But I think that's so cute that they create programs to debunk what I said because it's not the right way. So, yeah. Above in my message, I said that, the one step. So, meaning the first cut sounds helpful. Okay. So I have the Cricut Air that I really don't use anymore, but have a lot of vinyl, unsure if I should move to the Cameo machine. Help. So the vinyl will work. Like, there's no vinyl that's just for any cutting machine. So your vinyl will work no matter which machine you use. If it's just vinyl cuts, there's no limitations for Cricut Design Space as far as like vinyl cuts, maybe lengthwise. Most people aren't like printing like really, really long things, but for standard cuts of vinyl, it should definitely work. You just can't do like a full 12 inches. You're going to do like 11 and a half. Whereas with Silhouette Studio or just a Silhouette system, you can literally cut right to the edge of a 12-inch piece of vinyl, as long as you're on the mat. But for vinyl, you can use your Cricut, use Silhouette Studio. So what's different is how you design. So you may want to learn to design in Silhouette Studio and then use your Cricut. I hear a lot of people say, but I don't want to use two programs. What is the difference in you ordering or purchasing an SVG? Most likely that SVG, you cannot save an SVG in Cricut Design Space. That means the person that created that SVG, they probably have a cutting machine because that's why they created SVGs. If not, they would be creating EPS files, AI files, CAD cut files, not SVGs. That's not a standard one amongst like regular designers. When you get a file, like I said, you're going to have PDF, EPS, an Illustrator file. Not really, like I said, that's more so like a simplified version. So they're creating that in Illustrator, and now the newer one like Affinity Designer, even Silhouette Studio. So once you get to a certain level as far as design, you're going to have to use a different design software. Cricut Design Space will never do it all for you. The same way Silhouette Studio will never do it all for you. You're going to have to use a different program. I fluctuate between technically 4 different programs: Silhouette Studio, Photoshop, Illustrator, Word. I said 4, 5. And then sometimes CorelDRAW. But CorelDRAW, not so much. But for the majority of the things I do, Silhouette Studio, Photoshop, Illustrator, and Word are ones that I touch quite often when it comes to design. And Word is more so just for the word art function in there, because it's easier to do it there than any other software. Well, other than Illustrator, like basic softwares. Illustrator, of course, is so much better. Is it my screen skipping? Today I don't see your resources are low. So is it skipping? Am I skipping or going out for anyone else? Why am I now getting the crosshair centering line bar on every project in Silhouette? Was it from the upgrade? So it is a keyboard shortcut. If you are not in text mode and you hit a letter on your keyboard, it will probably trigger something or jump to a tool. So like if you hit E, does that one go to the eraser? I think R, whatever it is. But so for the crosshairs, it's H. So if you think about it and you were typing hello, help, or maybe type something else out, it was, typed out HSINK, typed out Shakia, and you hit that H, you are going to turn those crosshairs on. All you have to do is hit H again to turn it off. The same way with center of rotation. If you hit O on your keyboard, it's going to turn on center of rotation, and O will also toggle it off. If you don't know about the keyboard shortcuts, go to help, go to the user manual. The very last page is the keyboard shortcuts. Print that out, and that'll help you kind of better understand like when you're clicking on things. Because like there are certain letters that activate certain tools and certain functions. Don't let them ask all the questions. Y'all can ask questions over here too. I love my Explore Air, but Silhouette Studio program rocks. Yeah, well, I'm not big on Canva, so I use it sometimes for social media posts, and I was going to use it for website content, but I'm not big. I don't create designs in Canva. I ain't got time for some of that stuff. No, I don't use Design Space. I'm not a Cricut girl. I do it. I know it. Like, I mean, you can't help but know it's only a few buttons, but I know it, and I've taught videos on it, and I've done comparison videos. I actually even do one-on-one sessions. I had someone, they just love my style, my patience, how I take the time to explain not just the how, but the why. So I actually have a student, because I don't teach them on like in my academy, where she basically sets up one-on-one sessions at least once a month, and we go over different things in Cricut Design Space. So I do know it very, very well. I just have to kind of sometimes like kind of remember. It's just a lot of steps, but yeah, it's too limiting. And I don't have a Cricut, so there's no sense in me spending time in that program. So will your design class help to understand more? Yeah. So here's what the design class, okay. Because someone asked, right, about the crash course in designing and the foundations of design course. Like, what's the difference? Like, is it going to be any different? So the foundation of designing is not really about like creating designs, right? So when we did the design crash course, that was to kind of show a couple different techniques. Like we did like posters, and I showed them how to like recreate certain things from it. We talked a little bit about perspective, and if something is closer to you, like if you want to appear like it's closer to you, it's going to be bigger. When it's smaller, it looks like it's further away. We kind of discussed those things. We went over some things when it comes to text. We went over, gosh, I can't even think of everything that we went over in. But that one was more so like, hey, these are specific type designs and techniques that you can do. The foundation of it is really going to go to the basics. If you saw the one earlier today about shadows, how to properly do shadows, understanding your light source, knowing, like seeing how if you just put one shadow, like, or one brush stroke or one fade bar, how that looks compared to stacking them, because technically like a shadow gets lighter as it gets away from the source. So it'll be darker and then it'll go out. So it's like little things like that. How to approach designs, like let's say it's something with pictures and your clients are sending you pictures and you're looking at them and like, man, I can't do nothing with this, but sometimes you really can. It's just about how you look at it, where you arrange it at. Like if they gave you something and the arms were cut off, how can you incorporate that because they don't have another picture? What can you do to make that still look great and make it usable? So it's like things like that. So it's truly the foundation of designing. Understanding negative space, understanding spacing. We're going to have quite a few like homework assignments. The reason why it is 2 weeks, every 2 weeks as far as sessions, you're going to have dedicated sessions. I'm also giving you time to do homework. And there's going to be like little mini ones and stuff that I send via email and stuff like that for you to do. I mentioned earlier that one of the homework assignments that we're going to do is you're going to take an object, and it doesn't matter if it's your phone, if you have an actual camera, but you're going to have to take that object, put it on, preferably like you're going to get foam board and put it on there. And it's going to take some time, a good Saturday, Sunday when you have time. And you're going to take pictures from a bunch of different angles, above, underneath, kind of get down low, from the side, zoomed in, zoomed out. You're going to take those same, like move your setup, face the sun or face different ways, take those pictures so that you can see how light hits certain things. And that's going to help you when it comes to designing and understanding like shadows and stuff like that. So it's really fundamentals of designing is what the foundation of designing will be. And then you'll get to see a lot of my design style because as I'm doing certain designs, I'm going to share that with you guys as well. Uh-oh. I sure do appreciate you answering questions. This is my happy place. This is when I'm in my zone. I like the fact that y'all are actually asking questions today. Can you print a 13 by 19 poster? Wait, can you print me a 13 by 19 posters for my shortcut? I'm blind. And them letters small. You can go to Office Depot and have them printed out for you. No sense in you paying me shipping to print that out and ship it to you. You take that sucker to Office Depot or Staples. I'm still in the beginning stages of crafting and learning that I need a more powerful application. Yes. I currently own the first Silhouette Cameo. I have 3 of those. I love it dearly. Which new silhouette would you recommend for my next purchase? Well, the only thing that you can purchase is a Cameo 4. I don't ever recommend the 24. So you can choose between the regular 12-inch or the 15-inch if you feel like you need a wider cut surface. And it just depends on what you're using it for. If you're just like some people, they wanted to do print and cuts. So they went and got the Pro, but you're still limited to the size of your printer. So if your printer can only print 13 inches wide, or you're really only using 11 by 17 paper, you can do that with the regular 12-inch cutter. So I recommend the 4 or the 4 Plus. I don't recommend the Pro. I have several videos kind of going over that. Just know that it's just not, it works for some, but if you're asking me, Shakia the Professor doesn't recommend the Pro. Incredible evening, birthday girl. It's your birthday. I'm not going to do what I did earlier. I think I get in trouble if I sing that song. Yes, I also use Publisher. Ooh, that for graphic designing, that's a big no-no for graphic designing. I can create PNGs in those applications. Cricut is so limited. I mean, if it works for you for creating PNGs, I mean, I guess. But yeah, to me, those aren't really made for full-on graphics. I may get an F for the homework. I have a lot going on, but I had to take the class and can always do homework later. Yes, you can. You are very welcome. All right, so she says, yes, I want to sell my Pro. I learned about the 24-inch the hard way But oh well, exactly. Yeah. So see, some people were saying they learned the hard way about the Pro because y'all don't like to listen to me. As soon as it came out, so I'm not going to get into it on this one, but as soon as it came out and seeing how it was made, I was like, this is a disaster waiting to happen. And it was. Why do I have all this stuff that belongs in the inventory wall over here? All of this stuff belongs on the inventory wall. Why is it in here? I have no idea. And y'all can go in the garbage. I don't need y'all. I got too many boxes. I can't get it to work correctly. So yeah, especially for print and cut, it's a special breed because where you have to move that little slider, you almost have to get down like this and look at it and make sure it's in the right spot. It's kind of weird. Oh, it was a gift. Okay. Any other questions? Look at those colors. Look at those colors. A lot of this stuff is really me being lazy. And when I get done with projects, I was just throwing them under my table. I'm realizing that some of these projects was just me being lazy. And just throwing ish everywhere. And now I just have stuff everywhere. Threw my wig on the floor, or you in the closet? Oh yeah. Yep, these are all when I was trying to do the acrylic ones. I got done with them and just kind of threw them down. When I use these as examples, I need to keep a bin for my example shirts. That way it goes back in the examples shirt bin and don't end up on my floor. I need to do better with my life about organizing teaching material because when I teach with it, it just hits the floor. Your red is popping in my 2800. Yes. Have you done any print and cut shirts with the Roland? I actually did what's those things called? Some hoodies. I didn't purchase my Roland for that. I almost went and brought DTF transfers. And that man that I'm married to said, I know you effing lying because we ain't pay that kind of money for that. And I'm like, he's like, Kent, because he was like, wait a minute. Because I was trying to figure out what I was going to do, right? So he was like, wait a minute. Can't the Roland do that? Yeah. Because he remembered when I first got it, I was super excited. And I did do some shirt decals for our barber because he had a jersey. And I did, that for him. But we literally keep adhesive vinyl media in there because that is what I purchased it for. I did not purchase it to do shirts. There are a million other ways to do shirts. And I didn't have a problem with Jet Pro 3G. Never had a problem with it. To me, it doesn't sound like it's not that bad or whatever and stuff like that. So I never had a problem with that. So for me, printed with transfer of Eco Solvent wasn't really on my radar other than the printable, like creating pattern vinyl, right? So I just didn't plan to use it. Use it mainly for like I want to be able to do bigger print and cuts and not have to like it eliminates me having to glue them. I can print them on adhesive vinyl, put them on foam board, don't have to worry about any glue, and I can just cut them out. Amazing. Changed my life. Makes doing those so much easier versus cutting them up in sections, gluing them down. I mean, my glue job was bomb.com. Like I made some really big prints, but this definitely makes it so much easier. Can't wait to even get a bigger printer. But I did this one right here is, this is actually PU. I actually can't stand PU because although it is lighter, it's horrible to weed. I cannot stand weeding PU. The difference between Color Print Easy and PU is just night and day. And I showed that the other day. So when I did the hoodies, which has this design on it. Well, actually, this is the one from my Roland. And I was showing the differences in weeding them. Color Print Easy definitely weeds a whole lot easier, better than the PU. I can't stand weeding PU, but this one right here was done with PU. So you missed it. I did a whole day. We were on for 3 hours between me teaching and doing the hoodies with that design. But I don't do them often, so you won't get a lot of content with the adhesive, with the HTV, because I do more prints with adhesive vinyl, and I can't stand switching it out. I'm still on the hunt. Well, I guess I can go straight to them. I want to get another media bar. I actually want a media bar for every media that we do. I cannot stand, even though it's just a simple take it out, remove it, put it back on. I just want to pick that ish up and put it in there and just load it. So I want to get at least 4 media bars so that I can put my clear my clear adhesive vinyl, my white adhesive vinyl, so those are the thinner ones, my thick one, and then one for HTV in case I do decide to do it. I rather just have, I could probably just do 2 more because I can kind of switch between my thick adhesive vinyl and my HTV, but I definitely want more media bars because I hate switching them out. Girl, I've been sleeping. I've been exhausted. Hopefully it's a playback. Nope, it's not. Nope, because it was on TikTok. So no playback. Hi, Shakia. I've been listening and working at the same time. By chance, do you see my response to you about the circle in the cartridge earlier? It looked full to me. I have not been back in the group probably since I answered that. So I'm not sure. So if you've pushed air and you're getting a lot of black ink out, only things you can do is try changing out your black cartridge. I'm not sure how long you've had your black cartridge. You can try changing that out because contrary to what y'all think, cartridges don't last forever. You got to switch them things out. You have to remember that technically you're supposed to use the cartridge one time and dispose it. That's how the Epson cartridges work. We're taking that cartridge and we're constantly taking it in and out, in and out, in and out, in and out. There is like a little plunger like thing on the inside, and that can get messed up over time, and that can affect how the ink comes out and whether or not, if it's too loose, if it's letting air into your print head. So you may just need to go over to the site and order. Well, we don't sell the cartridges individually. You'll have to buy a set and get a new cartridge. I asked in the group and trying to print with pigment ink to get vibrant colors. I don't see a cardstock made by Koala. Is that the brand you were talking about? What you mean? It's not a cardstock. It's a photo paper. That's what I use. It's a Koala photo paper. Cheryl, you would never get an F. Hey. Thank you for showing love on the other platform as well. I was thinking you may say that. Yeah. So it might be, I mean, you don't know. It may not correct. I know for me that has corrected a few times where I switch out my cartridge and it works. Ugh. I need to hurry up and get done cleaning and stuff. I told Even that I would pick MJ up from practice. He's probably just now getting to practice. So I'll be here. I won't be on live. Hopefully I won't be on live that long. Because I do have some stuff I have to get. Who signed up for tomorrow's? I actually need to do. I need to change that thumbnail from the t-shirt business to the custom apparel business roadmap. Who's going to be in attendance tomorrow? It's going to blow your mind, the amount of things and things that you probably did not know about all these different processes. And when we hear things like it's easier to do this, but you're not getting a full scope of everything that it entails for some of these processes. And then for some, where it can be easier, the price point to get into those is crazy. So if you haven't signed up for tomorrow's custom apparel business roadmap, where we're going to go over HTV, sublimation, eco-solvent, screen print transfers, DTG, DTF, embroidery, rhinestones, white toner transfers, print on demand, and I keep forgetting one. Which one I keep forgetting? Let me go in here and see. I keep forgetting one because I count on like it's 11. HTV, sublimation, screen print, HTV, sublimation, screen print transfers, DTG, DTF, she just asked about that. Eco-solvent transfers, white toner transfers. Oh no, printable transfers, rhinestones, embroidery, and print on demand. So we're going over 12 different ways of getting your garments decorated for sale or for personal use. I'll be there. Me. Can't wait to see y'all there. Yeah, okay. Yep, that's what I use. I don't know if this has, I don't know if this has a cover on it still. Nope, it does not. I have taken the cover page off of the paper that I have here. Yeah, it doesn't even, oh no, this one. This is the glossy one, but this is a thin one. So you have different weights as well. This one is a 32 pounds. I like to use this one for chip bags and stuff like that because it's nice and thin. But yeah, it's basically photo paper. Koala photo paper. But I also have the matte one as well. It prints beautiful. Oh my gosh, I love the way it prints. These go back on the inventory wall. My Christmas ornament that never made it to the tree because I couldn't find it. Because it was on the floor. So Zani Marty's Christmas ornament never made it to the tree. Do I sell blanks? No, not at this time. Now, tumblers, we will, only because it is an easy way for people to test our paper, right? So we are going to have something on the site where you can purchase a tumbler and then a tumbler print to test out our ink and paper if you're kind of wanting to just try it out. So we will be selling those. And we have a gentleman here, like the local people. Tumblers are one they ask for most. So we have like 3 people right now that come to us and get tumblers because they went and purchased the ones at Michael's. And yeah, that's just did not work out for them. But no, we don't currently sell blanks. What is the best material to use if you want to put a picture on a t-shirt? I am not going to say it is the best because that's relative to your preference. My personal preference is Jet Pro 3G, which is transfers for darks. That's my personal preference. Or sublimation to glitter HTV. I do have a Roland, and there's ways to convert Epson printers to eco-solvent, and you can use that. But my preferred way and my preferred method is Jet Pro 3G and using print and cut. When I use Koala in my Epson, it keeps jamming. I don't use mine in the tray for the thicker ones. I only use it in the rear feed. I sell sublimation paper, the best sublimation paper you're gonna ever use. The colors be popping. So we sell sublimation paper and ink. Our sublimation paper allows you to sublimate as low as 365 degrees, as fast as 30 seconds. We can do 3-minute tumblers in the oven. I don't use premium matte. This is printed with plain paper setting. And the saturation and the colors are amazing. Plain paper setting because we have a high release paper. So you can use less ink and still get great results. Plain paper setting. So, interesting thing, I'm going to come back to you guys. Something that you said here, right? I haven't gotten into sub yet. Haven't invested in a printer. You don't need a printer to start with sublimation. All you need is a heat source and the proper substrates. I don't recommend that you jump into a printer because a lot of people don't like the maintenance of it, understanding like the different colors on it. And some people just don't have enough orders or they're not using it enough, and it can cause your printer to clog and you end up doing more maintenance on it. If you have an interest in it, because there's so much content around sublimation. Sublimation is not something that is new as far as a printing and decorating process. The reason why it's trending so much now is it's newer in the sense of it being made for a in-home setup. And that pretty much started like with the Sawgrass and them creating a smaller format printer for, startups, crafters, things like that. And taking rolls and cutting them down to sheets. So it's trending for a lot of people now. And, it's just getting more and more like well-known and more used in home. When I first got into sublimation, I did not have like a printer in-house. I would design it and I would take it to a print shop that was close by where Florida Flex was. That's how I found out about it. And they will print it out onto a 36-inch, what size was it? Is it 36 by 36 or 40 something? 36 by 36, I think it was, is what they were printed out on. You can put as much as you want on there. They print them out for you. And that's how I got into sublimation. I did not have a printer. I did not get a printer until Ebony bullied me into doing sublimation in-house and having me join groups because I was like, it's so funny because every time I say I use it, people say, what can I use for regular prints? Or like, no, they'll say like, what can I use for print and cuts or stickers? And I say, well, I use an Epson 7720. Oh, I'm not looking to do sublimation. I'm like, it's a regular printer first before it's a sublimation printer. So many people see, and they just think of sublimation and now eco-solvent when it comes to Epson printers. But they're actually great regular printers. And that's what I was using for all of my print and cut, my chip bags, my obituaries, my fans, my flags, my all sorts of stuff. Like I say flags, I didn't say fans. All sorts of stuff. I was using an Epson 7720. I did not print sublimation in-house. So you definitely can start I started with cheer bows. This was white ribbon. This is not orange. This was white, but it was sublimated to be orange. And the glitter on this side was sublimated as well. And that's how I got into sublimation. So I would have videos and I would talk about sublimation because I knew the process of sublimation, but I just wasn't printing in-house. So if you want to try it out, you can always order prints from us on Honestly Speaking sublimation paper. And as long as you have a heat, you can try it out to see if it's something you even want to get into. And also attend my custom apparel roadmap session training tomorrow. What do you mean on the listing? Because I mean, unless it's still, because that was already changed because it was supposed to be today, but we got backed up, so I had to push because it's really only going to be every 2 weeks. But this month it has to be like back-to-back weeks. So it'll be the 9th and the 16th, but then next month it'll be like every 2 weeks. I'll check it again, but I could have sworn I changed it. Oh, okay. So I know what you're talking about. That one I can't change. So I see once you go into the program, I can't change. Like there's nothing I can do to change that one because the Zoom was set up. And when I first did it, I was going to do the second, but the actual first day, which I need to send out the emails, the first day is the 9th. That's what you were referring to. And it's this, y'all know, it's the same link every single time. So it doesn't matter if it says the second, you're always going to use that link. But once you register for it, so if you haven't clicked on it to register, once you register for it, it's going to tell you that the date is the 9th. I posted it on my page and in the groups. They'll eventually be in the different session, the calendar for just that program will be posted in that program. But if you want to see the full calendar, that's posted on my page. Yes, it is. It's 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time is the time frame. Correct. Yes, definitely try our paper. Tomorrow's session is at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Yes, there are costs associated with our classes. Our trainings. If it is, so the trainings vary in cost depending on what it is and like the value of the training. And then we have programs that are a little bit more, but it's also extended, like it's more than one session. So if you go to our website, and I posted it in the comment section, you go to the new and upcoming classes, you'll see all of those price points. Do you cut out earrings or jewelry or engrave with your machines? No. Silhouette cameos are not really great for like engraving. I'm not into fabric like that, so I wouldn't really cut like faux leather and fabric. I think I've only tried it like once, but I'm more of a vinyl and paper crafter or creator. Hello. Welcome in. I'm just cleaning and chatting until it's time to go pick up my kid from basketball practice because his basketball practice is right by the office. Look at God. When you clean up, you find ish that you have been looking for since last year. I lost this in 2022, and look at God, on the 2nd day of February, I found my weed and pen. Jesus. And it was still out. That means I was using it and it fell. So look at God. Hallelujah. I've been missing this since last year. And it probably just rolled back because I was using it here. And I'm like, where in the heck did my weeding pen go? Because it was still out. Oh. Push my cuticle back. I'm still mad. Now, if I were to ever sell a blank, it would definitely be, oh, I have some extra ones here. Where did y'all come from? If I was to ever sell a blank, it would definitely be bookmarks because I'm mad the vendor that I used to get my bookmarks from stopped selling them. You see that? That's a big difference. And with these, you can sub the back. These, you can't. And you can kind of tell the difference. So that's what's important about sublimation is you have to make sure that it's coded for sublimation. So this one, you can sub on the back. This one, you can't. But now all I can find are these little ones. And I'm mad as all get out because I like the big ones. So this might be the only thing I try and source and to sell bookmarks because I do a lot of these. So you can see the difference in the color on the front. This has more of like that shimmer to it, which I love. And then look at the size difference. And then the back, this also has the shimmer, and then this one doesn't. So this one you can sub on the back, this one you can't. That'll be the only thing I think of. Like, I know that I'd rather be my own pusher, because man, oh man, oh man, I miss, and all I have are those couple of ones right there. Me too. All right. I should really throw this away because I don't use it. The legs are all bent in. It's heavy duty, but it doesn't really work, because when I got it for my wide heat tape, but the way it pulls, this literally comes up off the table every single time. So it's kind of a waste. I really want to throw this in the garbage, but I know my husband would kick my butt if I throw it in the garbage. But I really want to throw it away. Any other questions, guys? That was a weeding pen. That's what this was. Danny gave it to me. This is a weeding pen. This might look different than the one that you have, but that's what it is. My Danny gave me that. She sent it to me via Amazon, because I was talking about it. And then one day Amazon popped up, and I was like, what the heck is this? And she sent me a weeding pen. All right, I'm actually going to put all of these rags. So these are all like different sample rags and towels that I've done, and I also clean with them. So look at the colors on this. Nice, nice. So this is the one when I was showing about tiling and different ways of doing it. So this was 13 by 19, 2 sheets. It wasn't the roll. And then this one was 4 8.5 by 14 sheets of paper, because there's like you can see the split when you get up close on it. You can see right there. And wait, is this the one that's split up the middle? Yeah, and right there. And then this one, wait, yeah, this one is just 2 13 by 19s. So I use them for show and tell. And then my rags I use for cleanup. So I need to put them in something so that they don't end up on the floor. Like I said, I need a bin for, this is my example bin, and it needs to go back in the example bin. All right, well, I'm going to hop off of here. I thank you guys for keeping me company for part of my cleaning process. I have a little bit more to do, but I don't want to keep you guys on here if you don't have any questions, because then it's going to be a very boring live. I mean, it didn't have to be a question. If you guys had a topic, we could definitely expound on that. But I don't want to keep you guys here if there is no content. Then it's like just being on here for no reason. So we're going to go ahead and log off. Hello, For You Stoves. How are you? Actually, I think, they're back from vacay or back from holiday overseas. And so one of my contacts and one of my vendors actually just messaged me this morning about whether or not I was going to order stoves this year. Because, it's about that time to start advertising them and stuff like that and try and sell them. I was just reading a message from them this morning about stoves and whether or not I wanted some. So we're not creating anything. I created all week long, and it was a hotmess.com in this workspace of mine. So I had to take some time and actually clean because it was looking like I'm not grown, like I'm not an adult. It was looking like my 11-year-old and my 4-year-old lived in this space because it was just a hot mess. So I am cleaning right now because this is what adults should do. We should clean. Okay. I need a couple of those. Those are amazing to make and create. I've done them as like with just regular grad stuff like for sports teams. I've done memorial type ones. I do sublimation one. There's a lot of different ways to do it. Some people use vinyl, some people do embroidery. I just like sublimation. It's easier for me. I like to listen to embroidery machines, but I don't like to do embroidery. But yeah, so this was one of the ones that I did. Use my fade bars to create the gradient. And this was the other side of her high school one. And then she was a dual enrollee. So we put the one for her college one on the same one, just on the other side. So this one was a little bit like not as busy. So it just had her name, still had a picture on it, but more so just her name. And then this side it just had what her degree was and the word graduate. But we had a little fun on the high school side. And then this one is mine. And I have a template where you can actually do the, hold on one. Oh, her shirt. Oh, Lord, I got to finish designing the shirt. Duh, they go to competition tomorrow. Oh, I'm tripping. I use all three methods to make stoles. That looks good. Thank you. Hey, Hobo, how are you, love? All right, I forgot. I did have another one to do. Oh, snap. I got to go, y'all. I'm glad y'all asked her questions and she called. I have shirts to make for her for competition tomorrow. All right. Until next time, have a great one. Continue to unlock your creativity. Go to the site. Hope to see some of you guys tomorrow or in any of the programs. Monday is going to be great. It's the first day of the Creative Business Program. So Money Making Mondays is when we're going to have those sessions. So that's going to be very, very interesting, very fun. So hopefully I will see some of you guys in some of these sessions. I may or may not be, let me see, it's Friday, tomorrow's Friday. Yeah, didn't really plan, should I say, to be on tomorrow. I mean, although I am still promoting classes, so I might come on for a quick spell, but if not, I will see you guys, especially over here on probably Monday and then Wednesday. Y'all might see me in the meantime, in between time, because I'm still trying to make sure I build my audience over here. No, I don't make mums. They're not big here in Miami. So yeah, we don't make them here. All right, y'all. Until next time, have a great one. Peace.